Segment number 3, Teddy, one of our favorite segments here. We got a triple header tonight in the association. Let's get it started right away with the Magic looking to steal game 2. Just previewed it just a few moments ago. Raptors favored by 10.5. Total of 212. Moneyline split plus 425, minus 580. 8 p.m. tonight live from Toronto, Ontario. The Magic are 45-35 against the number on the season. 30-22 against the number as a dog. And 5-1, Teddy, coming in hot in the month of April. If we take a look at the Raptors, 38-43 against the spread on the season, 29-37 against the number as a favorite. We've seen it in the past, Teddy. Toronto struggles in game 1. Big bounce back here tonight. At least the odds makers are looking to move that number higher at this point.
Yeah. Raptors now 1-10 straight up in openers of first round series in franchise history. 2-14. Homo. Yeah. 2-14 in game 1s of any postseason series. Yeah. It's been a pretty disastrous game 1 record for Toronto. And, of course, the markets are saying, oh, yeah, well, what we saw game 1 is not what we're going to see game 2. This Orlando Magic team, despite the fact that since the end of January, since February 1, Orlando's got the 3rd best record in the NBA. Only the Rockets and the Bucks had a better winning percentage. Now, some of that was schedule related, but this team's been no joke. DJ Augustine hit the game winner in game number 1. Quote, these last few months, especially since after the All-Star break, I think we have one of the best records in the NBA. It's just a mindset that we came in with. Our goal was to make the playoffs and not just make it. We want to make some noise and win a series or 2. We feel like we can. We believe in ourselves. Coach believes in us. And I feel like that's all we need to get some good wins and build momentum. Look, I mean, the Magic shot 48% from three-point range. Toronto didn't. Certainly, the markets expect a reversal for the Raptors. But when you're talking about 8.5, I'm betting up to 10, and now a team with a track record of failure in the postseason, with all the pressure on them, I can't lay it. I just can't do it. I understand Toronto's better, but this price is not my price, not my buy price for the Raptors this evening. I have to take Orlando plus if I was going to get involved.
Talking about pressure tonight, Teddy, on those Nuggets in elevation, looking to bounce back on their home court versus the Spurs. Nuggets currently sit at -7. If we take a look at SBRodds.com, Teddy, some of these lines opened up 5, 6 in that range, now sitting at 7 across the board. Total of 208, money line split plus 240, minus 280, 9 p.m. tonight on NBA TV, live from the Pepsi Center. Spurs, 44-37 against the number on the season, 19-13, Teddy, against the number as a dog. Only 20-20 overall against the spread on the season. Nuggets 42-41 against the number on the season, 31-28 as a favorite, and 25-17 at home this season. Big game, looking to rebound as well here.
So going into this series, the mainstream media, for Denver at home's been dominant. San Diego on the road's been terrible. The Spurs' defensive numbers on the road aren't any good, and Denver's offensive efficiency numbers at home are insane. Well. Nuggets didn't make shots, and they had some open looks, but San Antonio double-teamed the Joker. Jokic, every time he had the ball, they held him to 10 points, and 14 rebounds, 14 assists. He probably could have had 20 assists if his teammates would have hit open looks, but they didn't, and that's a concern. Greg Popovich, quote, I thought Denver had a lot of great shots they missed. Our defense could have been better. We're fortunate they missed some of those shots. The Spurs didn't hit a ton of shots in that game either. Necessarily. DeRozan 18, Aldridge 15, combined to shoot 33% from the floor between them. Michael Malone, Denver coach. We lost that game because, yes, we couldn't make shots, but you have to give a ton of credit to the role players. Forbes, White, Rudy Gay. I thought the slam by Derek White as Denver was making a run was an absolute difference maker for San Antonio in game 1. We talk about game 2. Here's Aldridge. It's not about one game. It's about the series. We didn't play great, and we got the win. That's a benefit for them. But certainly, we talk about a Nuggets team, 42% shooting for the game, didn't hit threes, didn't get much from their best players. The market's expecting a pretty strong bounce back for Denver tonight. The question is whether San Antonio can come with that same intensity, or they exhale after getting the 1-0 series lead, kind of like Brooklyn did last night in the third quarter.
Playoffs in the Rip City. Teddy Trailblazers look to take a vice grip on the series over OKC. Just previewed a few moments ago with the lines. Opened up some outlets, Teddy, at -3. Now down to 1.5. We also talked about the over-under moving up 5 points to 223. Moneyline split +110, -130. The Thunder are 42-41 against the number on the season. 12-8 against the spread as a dog, and 10-8 against the spread as a dog on the road. Portland, moneymakers all season long. 46-37 to the number. 32-20 as a favorite. 25-17 at home. Big game tonight, Oklahoma City. Teddy, this is one of the series where we thought that Oklahoma City might be able to overcome and win this one. They need this game here on the road tonight.
So we saw zigzags in both games last night, and the markets are moving to zigzag in all 3 games on Tuesday, despite the fact that over the last 20 years, betting the zigzag theory is no better than a coin flip. Betting the team off the game 1 loss prior to game 2 or off the game 2 loss prior to game 3. You're betting on whatever team lost last game and expecting them to come with more intensity. A lot of concerns here, obviously, about Paul George. The quote that I had yesterday, there was more tape on his shoulder than I've ever seen on an NBA player. Well, the quotes from George now are, well, I got my practice in, I feel better. We touched on that a little bit earlier when we talked about the line movers for this ballgame and all the money coming on the over for tonight's contest. Paul George, encouraged by the way that they rallied back. They were down 19 in the second. They were only down 1 within the final 3 minutes. Quote, "We fought our way back. We're a good team. We're confident. We're in a great place. We have to come out tonight, Tuesday, and take it to the Blazers, be the aggressive. The Blazers did what they were supposed to do, win on their home floor. A series is about adjustments. We'll adjust. We'll be ready for Tuesday's game." Like Portland played great. Portland did for a team that had lost 8 straight playoff games and lost their opener. They've been every bit as bad as Toronto in that regard in recent seasons. And they had a big lead and then played like they were falling asleep. Didn't take good shots. 19 turnovers. Gave up 18 offensive rebound. Damian Lillard, quote, "There's a lot of stuff we could have done better. Things the Thunder could have taken advantage of but didn't. Like allowing Paul George to get some open looks at threes that he didn't make. We let them get into transition. We gave them too many second chance opportunities. We lost too many guys on defense. Didn't cost us the game. We'll have to be better in game 2. Zach Collins, a really good quote here for Portland. "It's a good feeling being up 1-0 in a series, but also knowing how much better we can play." Lillard, quote, "We've just won 1 game. It feels good to get back on the winning side, but it's more about how we can sustain it. A series can change quickly. We can't forget that." Good game tonight. This is a pick-em type contest. It genuinely is, and I wouldn't be surprised. You ask me which game is most likely to go into OT tonight, it'd probably be this one. Very difficult for me to get involved with a play on the side. I do have a slight lean towards the over on the total.